The third key to weather any storm, come out on top. Now you guys are like, your services are no longer needed. I'm freaking out over here. Okay, number 3, you have to pivot. All right? Okay, I do this with my preschool all-stars all the time. You have to be flexible. Flexible is the name of the game, okay? Pivot is a key word. Obviously, you guys are very familiar with it because I'm sure that you've had to pivot so many times through this the past several months, okay? But let's talk about it. So in my school, when we had our school for 10 years, many times we had to pivot. Number 1, I started out in my home. It was awesome. Cool. I could have done that forever. But then all of a sudden I was like, whoa, we have a ton of people who want to come to our school. Do you want to grow? Okay. We went from having 48 students, which of course they don't all come at one time. We do 4 different classes of 12 students each. We went from 48 students one year, and all of a sudden we enrolled 96 students total over the summer, and we had no location for them. So we had to figure out where in the world do we put these kids, okay? Did I have to pivot there? Did I have to grow and say, whoa, let me figure out how to go get a center? Yes, I did. Then, as we're touring our preschool parents through the center, or through our little second location, our schoolhouse, all of a sudden they saw an empty room and they said, hey, will you create us a private kindergarten? And I'm like, sure, okay? Say yes and figure it out later. Please write that down. Say yes and figure it out later, as long as it makes sense to your head, okay? I didn't have a second location, but I said, yes, I'm going to enroll all these kids. I'm going to figure it out later. And we did, okay? I didn't know how to create a private kindergarten, but I said yes, and I figured it out later, right? So with that, after we figured out we had a year to figure out the private kindergarten. We created it. Awesome. Private kinder's going great. And then guess what happens? Probably 6 years into the private kinder program, all of a sudden, private kindergarten is no longer a thing because the school district completely changes something, and all of a sudden all our parents are like, we don't need the private kinder anymore. We're good with public. So boom, private kinder is out. And I'm like, shoot. Okay, what do we do, right? Well, we had an empty classroom. Awesome. Let's create an all-day preschool. Normally we only did 2.5-hour classes, but now we created this all-day preschool program just for teachers' children. Okay? Monday through Friday, 7:15 to 5. No, they did not drop off early. No, they did not pick up late. It was on the dot or you're in trouble, okay? Because my teachers are literally leaving out the door. And we had 2 teachers, a morning teacher and an afternoon teacher. So we saw an opportunity. We took it. We said, yes, we figured it out later, okay? We didn't turn ourselves into a childcare full-on center or anything like that. It was only ages 3 to 5. And it was literally an all-day preschool, only for the children, 3 to 5-year-olds of the school district teachers. It was perfect for them. Also perfect for part-time working families, okay? Perfect. So we saw an opportunity, we took it. And then lastly, we had an opportunity where, like the private kindergarten, right? It was going away. And we're like, shoot, what do we do with this? It's going away. Oh, you know what? Our private kindergarten teacher, I bet she'd like to buy the school. She didn't have a job after with private kindergarten leaving, so we offered her the opportunity to buy school. Boom, she took it. Do you see how you can pivot during these times? But you have to be flexible and you have to be open to these opportunities. So here's what I want you to do to figure out how to pivot during this time, okay? And to find the services that are needed. Now, I'm not saying that like, oh my gosh, you'll never be able to continue your childcare business or whatever, okay? It's not what I'm saying. But I am saying, if for chance, part of your childcare business is not working, okay? Where are other opportunities where you can go make more money? Okay, doesn't mean you have to like drop that one. If it's still working, make it work. But if it's not working as well as you would like it to be, you need to make more income. Okay, these are other additional opportunities where you can figure out where other people want these things. And if you can provide the service for them, boom, they're going to give you money. Yes, because you've created that foundation of community. They love you. They trust you. They feel safe with you. You already have their back. Okay, of course, they're going to buy again with you. So these are the 3 questions I want you to write down to discover what services are needed. Yes? Okay, here we go. This comes from the book Ask by Ryan Levesque. Okay? Now, not all 3 questions, but some of them are in some form of or shade of another. So the very first one for sure, though, does come from him. Okay, and the first question you ask is this, and you're going to do a Facebook post, okay? Either in your group or in just your Facebook business page. You want to, now this is not the question, but you're discovering what the concerns are so you can overcome their objections. Now, here's the thing. Wait, wouldn't you say, hold up, wouldn't you say, like, what do you need help with right now? My thought, like, that's actually question, like, Zero. Because I assume you already know that. Like, yes, you can put out a thing like, hey guys, what do you, if we offer different things, what would you need? However, I think you already know the answers. You've already heard everyone talking and posting in Facebook groups or posting on their Facebook profiles of their frustrations, and you're looking for frustrations, guys, okay? What are their frustrations? What are they so frustrated about? That's what you're going to serve them with. I assume you already know that because you know your audience well enough, okay? So if you don't, start brainstorming and researching out there and things like that. But I'm like literally skipping that because you guys are business owners. You already know your people inside and out. You already know where their pain points are right now. But here's what we're going to do. You're going to discover their concerns so you can overcome their objections. So here's what the concept is. You think about what is the one thing they probably would really like right now. I'm going to give you an example. When we had March and the schools, daycares, and preschools all shut down, all of a sudden we're like, okay, hold up. Like, let's get back because maybe this is not going away for a while, okay? Maybe it's going to happen in the future again. So I thought of the idea, well, okay, if we can't teach preschool in person, let's teach online preschool, right? Okay, perfect. So then I said, okay, if I already know that this is going to solve their problem, because if they can't teach it online, in person, and make money, then they need to teach it a different way and make money, and online is the most viable option. So I already knew that about them. So here we go. We're going to discover their concerns so you can overcome their objections. So I post this question in the Facebook group. I said, what's your number one question or concern about blank? Okay? And so you can see the question here was on March 22nd. What is your biggest concern or question about? Now, blank means what you're going to fill in. So it's whatever you're going to offer them, okay? What's your biggest question or concern about teaching online preschool? Okay, you can see we had 72 comments on that. So people were saying, oh, well, how would they learn? What would they do it on? Is it safe? Is this like hooked on phonics? Is this like, abcmouse.com or something? And all of a sudden, as they start listing their questions, their concerns, you're literally being shown every objection that they have, okay? So in your sales copy, in your pitch, in your marketing, you can explain all the answers. You can put an FAQ page, right? FAQs. And then of course, in all those objections that they're posting, you have to overcome those. Oh, well, they think it's abcmouse.com. Oh, no. We have a real life teacher, okay? So do you see what I'm saying? Like you have to take their objection or their concern, or their question is like housed inside of an objection, okay? And then you say, oh, that was a thing. I didn't even think about that, but clearly it's a thing. People keep asking it. And then solve it, okay? With your marketing and other things, and how you phrase your things, how you structure your programs you're going to offer them. Okay, so we created this Teach Online Preschool course, but at first I had to get the research, yes? So that was the first question I asked them. The second question I asked, I needed to discover their dreams and their goals so I could help them attain them. Okay, I wanted to make sure that, I've got my ideas of what their Oz is, what their end result is, right? Here they are and where do they want to be, but I want to make sure I have it correct. So then I would post this question. I'd say, finish this sentence. I literally say, finish this sentence. If I could actually, and then insert what your service is, your new service that you're thinking about offering. If I could actually teach online preschool, then I would finally be able to ... Okay, they need to finish that sentence. So again, as you can see, let's see, here it is. So I said, finish the sentence. If I was able to teach online preschool, I would finally be able to blank. So we had 39 comments on that post. People saying, oh, I'd finally be able to, pay my mortgage this month. I'd finally be able to, keep teaching students. I'd finally be, and anyways, the list goes on. But you're seeing all of a sudden, now there is their future, right? Those are the phrases you want to talk about when you're saying, when you teach online preschool, or when you do X, you'll be able to Y, okay? So you need to have this language. If you can use their words, you're solving their problems, you're helping them reach their destination, you are pivoting, you're offering services that are now in demand, okay? So you're trying to figure out what are these things that I could offer that might not be a thing right now that I'm offering, but clearly there's opportunities. Okay, we're gonna keep going here. Let's see. Question number 3, actually. Disregard the question number 1. Question number 3 is to create hype around your offer and urgency to join now. So if you're just like, hey, we've got this new program we're offering, right? only 4 spots are going to be allowed, or we've already reached out to people and they already said they want spots, so we only have 2 spots left. Or we're going to open up this program, but we're closing it on this date, okay? So the urgency and scarcity, right? How many spots, the urgency to do it now, otherwise the spots are going to be gone, or your offer, you're maybe 50% off registration or whatever you're doing, the urgency has to be in there as well for them to take action, okay? So this is the next one. The next question is, if I offered you blank, would you want it? Now, you don't just that's all you say. Let me give you an example of what I said. Okay, I said, Monday, I'm doing a training on how to teach online preschool and make money right now, blah, 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 without a license, a degree, and experience in building supplies or furniture. Who wants it? So I kind of phrased it a little bit different, but the concept is, hey, if I'm doing a training on how to teach online preschool, who wants it, right? Do you want it? Oh, did I mention I'll also be offering done-for-you files, curriculum, website, etc., right? AKA everything you need to create income at home right now for your family. Stay tuned for my email Monday morning. It's a limited offer. I'll only be extending the offer to the first 100 people, okay? And then if you want to see the offer, comment, I want to teach online preschool, and I'll get you the link Monday morning. So 132 comments, okay? Okay, it obviously exceeded the 100, okay? So do you see what we're doing here? We're building up hype, buzz. People are all of a sudden like, oh, yeah. And so it starts getting out to all of your Facebook feeds, more people's feeds, because people are commenting, liking, sharing, etc., and you're getting engagement, okay? So this is how another way that you can spice up your, okay, based on what they want, based on their concerns, I know what I need to offer them to solve those objections, and I know where they want their dream is, right? So they can XYZ, right? Then you're basically bundling all that up into this thing that says, hey, if I did this, do you want it? Okay? And that's your ultimate thing that says, I've finally figured out what my people want, okay? But you do this research process first. So awesome, love that. So now my question to you as we close, okay? My question to you is, what services are needed in today's world that you can provide, right? So with our preschool, we had many opportunities to pivot. Okay, we're going to grow. We're going to get another building. We're going to do a private kinder. Private kinder's dead. We're going to do an all-day preschool, right? Like we're pivot. I never thought for an instant that I would be teaching private kinder. I never thought for an instant I'd be doing all-day preschool. But here we were, because that was what was needed at the time. This is a crucial opportunity for you to look into your community and say, what are the services that are needed right now, right? And the other thing I want to talk about is there is a huge, I'm talking gigantic, probably the biggest opportunity in the entire world right now is with homeschool and virtual education, okay? So I want you to sink that into you right now. Every family in the world has their eye on that fall start date, and they're saying, what should I do about that? Should I send my kid to school? What's that going to look like? Is it going to be partly online, partly in person? Obviously, I mean, almost every district says so, at least here in the States. And what will that look like? What will that look like for my kids' emotional experience, right? With their social experience, all these different, and of course, not to mention health, right? And they have that eye on there, and they're saying, if there was some other option, like helping me with homeschooling, helping me with teaching my child, because maybe I don't understand how to do it, maybe I don't want to do it, okay? There is a gigantic opportunity. So if you see a deficit in your income right now with your childcare business or your preschool because things are just not quite, COVID, whatever, here is another thing. I'm not talking about cutting your businesses. I'm talking about adding an extra revenue stream. Add in that extra revenue stream and be able to ask your parents, what are the things you need right now, right? What questions or concerns do you have about homeschooling, about future opportunities for your children? Because guess what? Just because you maybe normally serve clienteles from infants to 6 or 3 to 5s or whatever it is, maybe all of a sudden you've got opportunities to serve in different capacities. We've got several of our preschool all-stars serving other people with doing art classes, with doing co-op type homeschooling classes, with doing sign language, with doing Spanish classes. Like there's so many, you don't have to teach one thing. It's so many different opportunities that you can teach. So that is all I have today. If you guys want to follow me in the future, you can head over to teachonlinepreschool.com and I can keep the conversation going over there with you. But I hope that's been super helpful.
If you'd like to have a success story just like that one, I invite you to join our Preschool All-Stars. It's my exclusive membership community where you'll get mentorship from me with weekly Q&A lives, support and guidance and friendship from hundreds of women on the exact same journey as you, starting, running, and growing their preschools, and my exclusive access to Preschool University, every training and done-for-you file that you'll need for every milestone on your journey to help you start, run, and grow your preschool. We've all been there, and we've got the exact same steps that you need to go through, but we do it all very quickly so that you don't have to waste time or money doing the wrong things at the wrong time. We'd love for you to join our Preschool All-Stars membership. Just go to preschoolallstars.com or click the link in the description to immediately jump into Preschool All-Stars. Again, go to preschoolallstars.com and we'll see you there.